Hello students, today we are going to start chapter 6 of our history, the Mughal Empire. In this chapter you will learn about the growth of the Mughals, the Mughal emperors in India, governance under Mughal Empire, administration, society and economy, religion, literature and music, art and architecture, decline of the Mughal Empire. The growth of the Mughals. The Sayyid and Lodi rulers failed to stop the decline of the Delhi Sultanate. Babur took full advantage of the political chaos and established the Mughal dynasty in India. The Mughals were the descendants of Genghis Khan, the ruler of Mongol tribe of China and Central Asia from their mother's side. From their father's side, they were descendants of Timur. The name Mughal was derived from the word Mongol. Under the Mughals emerged a great empire which left behind as its legacy new structure of administration and fusion of Indo-Islamic styles in art, architecture and culture. The Mughal emperors in India. Babur 1526 to 1530 AD. Babur 1526 to 1530. The first Mughal emperor ascended the throne at Fargana, a small principality in Transoxiana, in 1494 at the tender age of 12. He was thrown out of his hometown by Uzbeks, which forced him to look towards India. He carved out a fresh territory for himself in Kabul in 1504. The unstable political situation in India after Sikandar Lodi's death and invitation from Daulat Khan Lodi, the governor of Punjab, encouraged Babur to attack India. Zahiruddin Muhammad, commonly known as Babur, meaning tiger, was a Aktay Turk, that means mixture of Mongol and Turk. Babur was a brave soldier, an experienced general, a skilled horse rider, a sharpshooter, and a skilled swordsman. Babur was also attracted by the fabulous wealth of India. This is the image of Babur. Babur became the ruler of Hindustan by defeating the army of Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat in 1526 AD. Babur's victory ended the power of the Afghans and boosted his economic security and influence. He distributed his wealth generously to buy the confidence of the public and Afghan chiefs who had opposed him. Babur was victorious because his army was well trained and disciplined as compared to Lodi's armies. The victory was also due to the able statesmanship of Babur and the use of artillery. Babur had to face two other enemies in North India, Rana Sanga of Mewar and Afghan chief of Bengal. This is the image of Battle of Panipat. In 1527, Babur defeated Rana Sanga at the Battle of Khanwa. In 1528, the Afghans were defeated at the Battle of Ghagra. These two victories enabled Babur to establish his power from Delhi to Agra and Bihar. Babur was not only a great military commander but also a learned scholar. He wrote Baburnama or Tuzuk-e-Baburi in Turkish. It includes important events related to Babur's life. This map is showing Mughal Empire. Humayun 1530 to 1540 AD and 1555 to 1556 AD. Naseeruddin Muhammad Humayun, the eldest son of Babur, faced innumerable difficulties to retain the Mughal Empire in India. Babur had gifted separate province to his other three sons. The army was a combination of people from different countries and language groups. Humayun had inherited an empty treasury. He had to face opposition from his brothers, relatives, Afghans and Rajputs. He multiplied his problems with his own follies. He was addicted to opium. He lacked military abilities. His father had failed to crush the power of Afghans for good. Thus, Humayun was defeated by an Afghan, Sher Shah Suri, at Chausa and Kannauj, and was forced to leave India and take refuge in Iran in 1540. This image is showing Humayun's tomb. After 15 years, Humayun defeated Suri, a weak successor of Sher Shah Suri, and restored the Mughal Empire in India once again. Unfortunately, he died after slipping from his library building at Delhi. Sher Shah Suri 1540 to 1545 was an Afghan. He was given the title of Sher Khan by the ruler of Bihar. Gradually, he brought Bengal and Bihar under his control and defeated Humayun at Chausa. He took the title of Sher Shah and established an efficient administration in India under Amirs in provinces. He set up a strong army. He ordered land assessment of all cultivable land. He encouraged trade, education, construction of roads, inns, etc. Sher is known as the forerunner of Akbar. Sher Shah's tomb at Sasaram. Akbar 1556 to 1605. Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar ascended the throne at the age of 14 under the guardianship of Bairam Khan. The position of Mughals was not very strong in India. Hemu Vikramaditya had defeated the Mughals and captured Agra and Delhi in the Second Battle of Panipat. The Mughals, under the leadership of Bairam Khan defeated Hemu. Agra and Delhi were taken back. Agra became the capital. They made Bairam Khan a position of respect and power, but slowly differences developed between Akbar and Bairam Khan. In 1560, Bairam Khan was forced to go on a pilgrimage to Mecca but was assassinated on the way. Two major sources which provide information about Akbar's period are Akbarnama and N.A. Akbari, written by Abul Fazl, one of the 9 jewels, Navratna of Akbar's court. The first volume of Akbarnama dealt with Akbar's ancestor and the second volume recorded the events of Akbar's reign. Its concluding portion consists of an account of Akbar's administration, agrarian system and empire and is known as Ain-e Akbari. It also provides rich statistical details about things as diverse as crops, yields, prices, wages and revenues. Under Akbar, the Mughal Empire stretched from Kashmir in the north to Godavari River in the south and from Afghanistan in the west to Bengal in the east. Akbar also conquered Gondwana, Chittor, Ranthambore, Bihar, Bengal, Kabul, Kashmir, Sindh, Deccan and Gujarat. Between 1570 and 1585, Akbar managed to capture the areas of Gujarat, Bihar and Bengal and reduced the power of Afghans. Between 1585 to 91, Akbar also established his control over Kabul, Kandahar, Kashmir and Sindh. After 1590, Akbar undertook a planned Deccan policy to bring these states under Mughal control. Gradually, Mughal territories in the Deccan came to include Ahmednagar, Berar and Khandesh. Akbar and the Rajputs. This is an image of Akbar. Akbar knew that he must control the large territories under Rajput kings in the neighboring region of Rajputana to have a stable empire. Therefore, Akbar adopted the policy of allies not only to conquer. Akbar tried to win over Rajputs. He inducted Rajput kings into Mughal service. He treated them at par with Mughal nobility. By marrying Jodhabai, daughter of Raja Bihari Mal of Jaipur in 1562, Akbar displayed his secular policy towards Hindus. Most Rajput kings recognized Akbar's supremacy and later on helped Akbar in expanding and consolidating the Mughal Empire. In most cases, Akbar returned the land of the defeated king as assignments without humiliating them. Battle with Rana Pratap. Rana Pratap and his son Amar Singh did not accept the supremacy of Akbar and stood against him. Akbar captured Chittor in 1568 and Ranthambore in 1569. The famous battle of Haldi Ghati was fought between the Mughals and Rana Pratap in 1576. Raja Man Singh of Amber led the army and defeated Rana Pratap. But Rana Pratap continued the struggle and did not submit. Thus, through a systematic expansionist policy, he brought almost the whole India under his control and gave a definite shape to the Mughal Empire. This image is showing Battle of Panipat. Akbar set up an Ibadat Khana at Fatehpur Sikri where religious discussions were held every Friday evening. He started Din-e-Ilahi, divine faith, in 1582 by blending the good points of all religions like Hinduism, Christianity, Jainism and other faiths by Islam. Din-e-Ilahi was not a religion but a socio-religious path to bridge the differences among different communities. Sulh-e-Kul or universal peace and harmony was an important part of Din-e-Ilahi. Do you know? Sikri was named Fatehpur Sikri, City of Victory, after the conquest of Gujarat. In 1605, Akbar passed away. He was buried at Sikandra, 6 miles from Agra. Jahangir. 1605 to 1627 AD. Akbar was succeeded by his son Muhammad Sultan Salim. He ascended the throne in 1605 at the fort of Agra and assumed the name Jahangir, holder of the world, and the title of Nuruddin, light of the faith. Akbar always addressed him as Sheikhu Baba, Jahangir was named Salim due to a Saint Salim Chishti. He also, like his father, started annexing territories by war and matrimonial relations. He also had a sense of justice. He had a chair of justice with 60 bells. Anyone could ring the bell and seek justice. In 1606, Jahangir's son Prince Khusro escaped from Agra. Jahangir followed and defeated him at the Battle of Bhairoval, as many nobles were trying to make Khusro the emperor in the place of Jahangir. Jahangir fined and tortured Guru Arjan Dev, Sikh Guru who had helped Khusro. The Sikh became his enemies. He lost Kandahar and Ahmednagar at Deccan. Jahangir consolidated his territories and developed the administrative system that was introduced by his father. The court culture of the Mughals flourished under his rule. He had a keen interest in gardens. Mughal paintings reached its zenith during his time. Jahangir was able to conquer the fort of Kangra, where even Akbar had not succeeded. Jahangir restarted the war with Rajputs. The Afghan armies of Bengal opposed the authority of Mughals. The disturbance in the Deccan could not be controlled. Noor Jahan. Jahangir was attracted by Mehrunissa, the daughter of Mirza Ghiyas Beg, who was a noble in Akbar's court. She took the title of Noor Jahan, the light of the world. She was made the Begum and also ruled the kingdom along with his son Khurram, who ascended the throne after Jahangir's death in 1627 with the title of Shah Jahan. It was during this period that the English ruler James I sent two ambassadors, Captain William Hawkins and Thomas Roe, to get trade concessions in India. Jahangir died in 1627 due to excessive drinking. Shah Jahan, 1628 to 1658 AD. Khurram, the third son of Jahangir, took the title of Shah Jahan. His mother was the daughter of Uday Singh, the ruler of Jodhpur. Shah Jahan undertook military conquest to extend his empire. He killed the chief of Bundelkhand, controlled the Portuguese in Bengal, and annexed Ahmednagar. He also sent the army to Kandahar under his son Aurangzeb. However, the attempt failed. His period has been described as the golden age of Mughal Empire. In 1612, Shah Jahan married Mumtaz Mahal. After the death of Mumtaz Mahal, the emperor ordered the construction of a mausoleum, the world-famous Taj Mahal. The Mughal Empire reached its greatest prosperity during the reign of Shah Jahan. His ministers were able and efficient. He was an orthodox Muslim but was fair to non-Muslims. He increased the magnificence of the court. The Peacock Throne, the Taj Mahal, the Red Fort, Jama Masjid, Agra Fort, and numerous other works of art and architecture testify his wealth as well as aesthetic sense. He is known as Engineer King. He was an excellent calligraphist. He gave patronage to scholars, artisans, and craftsmen. Poetry, music, dance, astronomy, mathematics, and medicine flourished under his intelligent emperor. This is an image of Taj Mahal. In September 1657, Shah Jahan fell ill. Immediately, his son started making preparations for capturing the throne. Among the four sons, Dara Shikoh, Suja, Murad, and Aurangzeb emerged victorious and assumed the title of Alamgir. He took over the throne in 1658 and imprisoned his father, who died in captivity in 1666. Aurangzeb, 1658 to 1707 AD. Aurangzeb adopted policies that had negative impact on the empire. His period brought total unrest in the empire, which weakened the kingdom and ultimately led to the collapse of the empire. He abolished the inland duties, Rahadari, and octroi Pandari to please his subjects. He was a Muslim fanatic and opposed religious tolerance. He discontinued the practice of inscribing the Kalima on the coins and abolished the celebration of the New Year Day, Nowruz. His rule was a period of ceaseless wars in different parts of India. The revolts of Rajputs proved very harmful for him. The Marathas had become very powerful under Shivaji. Aurangzeb sent Shaista Khan, the governor of Bengal, to fight against Shivaji, but Shaista Khan was defeated. Aurangzeb invited Shivaji to Agra for talks, where he was imprisoned. Shivaji somehow managed to escape from the prison. The Marathas, the Jats, and the Sikhs never allowed Aurangzeb to rest in peace. He killed Guru Tegh Bahadur, whose son Guru Gobind Singh fought the Marathas till Aurangzeb's death in 1707 in Ahmednagar. He ruled for 50 years. During his reign, Aurangzeb tried to fulfill his great ambition of bringing the entire subcontinent under one rule. It was under his rule that in 1687, Bijapur and Golconda surrendered to the Mughal Empire. The Marathas continued to fight against Aurangzeb for some time. Aurangzeb devoted the last 26 years in his life to his relentless Deccan campaign, for the purpose of which he had moved his court to Deccan. Under Aurangzeb's rule, the border of the Mughal Empire spread out further than ever before, but it was difficult to hold the empire together. He had to face rebellions from the Marathas under Shivaji, the Sikhs, the Jats, and the Satnamis. Though he ruled longer than any of his predecessors, he could not stop the decline of the Mughal Empire, which hastened after his demise as none of his sons were trained to rule. The main architectural achievement of Aurangzeb is the Badshahi Mosque at Lahore, the largest mosque in the world at that time. Though Mughal Empire survived till 1857, its rulers were the pensioners of East India Company after 1803. The last emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar II had to face a trial for leading the mutiny of 1857. He was convicted and sent to Rangoon. Governance under Mughal Empire. Administration. The Mughals united the country politically. They established a uniform system of administration which was a combination of both Indian and Persian system. They believed in the supreme authority of the king. Strong army and efficient ministers assisted the empire. The whole empire was divided into subas, provinces, which were governed by subedars, governors. The diwan was the collector of land revenue. The kotwal looked after the law and order in the city. This is the image of Bahadur Shah Zafar II. Akbar introduced the Mansabdari system based on the rank or position in the official hierarchy. The Mansabdars were responsible for civil and military administration. Do you know, Jahangir's chair of just was made of pure gold. Jahangir also issued 12 ordinances for the better governance of the country. Society and economy. The society was divided into two levels. The nobility and the high officials formed the upper class. They lived a life of luxury. The lower class was involved in agriculture and the other lowly jobs in the cities. They lived miserable lives. Land revenue was fixed at 1/3 of the total produce. It was the main source of state income. The state land was known as Khalisa. Trade was well developed as Indian goods were exported to different parts of Asia, Africa, and Europe. Many foreign companies like the Portuguese, the Dutch, and the English were involved in trading. The Mughal emperors encouraged trade by building sarais, roads, etc. Religion. The Mughal emperors followed Islam. Akbar was the first Mughal emperor to adopt the policy of religious tolerance, Sul-e-Kul, towards other religions to build a strong empire in India. It aimed at harmony among different religions. He set up a hall for worship that was open for different religions like Jains, Hindus, Zoroastrians, Christians, etc. Jahangir and Shah Jahan were also tolerant, but Aurangzeb was a staunch Muslim. He forced the Hindus to adopt Islam. He imposed jizya on Hindus. His policy of religious intolerance weakened the foundation of the Mughal Empire. Literature and music. All great works of Sanskrit were translated into Arabic like Rajtarangini, Ramayana, Mahabharat, Puranas, etc. History became an important part of Indian writing. Babarnama, Akbarnama, and N.A. Akbari are the main source of information of that period. Jahangir was a scholar of Persian language. He wrote Tujhe Ke Jahangir. Shah Jahan patronized famous writings of that time. It was a golden period for music. Tansen was the famous jewel at Akbar's court. Poetry was very popular. It was based on variety of themes ranging from royal court to worship, art and architecture. The Mughals built the specimens of architecture. Akbar built the famous Humayun tomb in Delhi, Fatehpur Sikri and Buland Darwaza near Agra. Jahangir laid beautiful gardens like Shalimar Bagh, but it is Shah Jahan who is known as Engineer King. He built Red Fort, Jama Masjid and the world famous Taj Mahal. Aurangzeb did not favor fine art. This is an image of Tansen. The paintings of the Mughal period were a synthesis of Indian and Persian school of art. Besides being a patron of painting, Jahangir himself was a well-known painter. All these were at their zenith during Mughal period. Decline of the Mughal Empire. The strong points of Mughal Empire were religious tolerance, human approach, skillful diplomacy, and able administration. But the disintegration started once these policies were reversed. First, the religious intolerance of Aurangzeb turned the Rajputs against him, who had always supported the Mughal Empire. Same was the condition of the Sikhs and the Marathas. Second, the Mughals did not have any rule of succession, and hence the death of each ruler resulted in bloody wars and conspiracies of nobles. Third, corrupt officials and heavy burden of land revenue resulted in revolts by peasants and low tax collection. Fourth, weak and inefficient successors of Aurangzeb provided an open invitation for internal rebels and foreign invasions. Do you know? The decorative feature of the building consists of calligraphy and inlay work in the exterior and Pikradura in the interior. 5. The nobles, Mansabdars, gradually became more powerful than the central authority. They started establishing independent states like Hyderabad, Awadh, Bengal, etc. 6th, the Europeans were the rising power in the world at that time, and they gradually took over the internal administration, trade and territories of Mughal Empire to strengthen their rule. 7th, Aurangzeb remained in the Deccan for almost 20 years, which gave an opportunity to governors to establish independent states. Do you know, after Aurangzeb, 9 rulers came to the throne within a period of 54 years. Now let's sum up this chapter in summing up. Shah Jahan inherited the richest empire. Calligraphy, art of decorative writing. Arch, curved symmetrical structure spanning an opening. Under the Mughals, a distinct style of architecture developed which was marked by the usage of red, sandstone and marble and double dome structure. The most notable buildings during the Mughal period were built at Agra, Fatehpur Sikri and Delhi. Gardens were laid in Delhi, Kashmir and Lahore. Thank you class. Let's meet in the next chapter.